My wife had an affair with my brother, and my own kids helped hide it for 2 years. So I sold everything, vanished, and what I did next shattered their perfect lives. I'm writing this from a hotel room 2,000 miles from what used to be my home. In 3 hours, my wife will wake up to find divorce papers on the kitchen table, along with enough evidence to destroy what's left of her reputation. My brother will wake up to find out he no longer has a job. My kids will wake up to realize their college funds are gone. And I'll be starting my new life, free from all of them. But let me start from the beginning. I'm 38, been married for 19 years. Built my construction business from nothing into a company worth several million. My wife stayed home to raise our 2 kids. Son is 17, daughter is 15. My younger brother worked for me as a project manager. From the outside, we looked like the perfect family. Sunday dinners, family vacations, the whole effing package. About 2 years ago, I started noticing things. Small stuff at first. My wife joined a gym, started dressing differently. Not salty, just different. More effort. My brother started showing up more often. He'd drop by after work to discuss projects even though we'd already covered everything at the office. The kids started acting weird around me. Conversations would stop when I entered rooms, lots of nothing when I asked what they were talking about. I'm not an idiot, but I'm not paranoid either. I figured my wife was going through some midlife thing, wanting to feel attractive again. Fine. My brother was probably having issues with his own wife. Whatever. The kids were teenagers being teenagers. I had a business to run, money to make. I didn't have time to play detective over every little oddity. That was my mistake. Not being paranoid enough. 2 weeks ago, my son asked to borrow my AirPods. Said he lost his. I went to his room to grab them from his desk where I'd seen them earlier. While looking, I knocked over some books and found an old iPhone tucked behind them. Not his current phone, an old model. Weird. I should have just put it back. But something made me turn it on. It had battery. It was unlocked. What I found destroyed everything I thought I knew about my family. 2 years of messages between my wife and my brother. Not just effing around. They were in love, planning a future, calling me an obstacle. There were hundreds of photos. In my bed, in his apartment, in my effing office at the job site. But that wasn't the worst part. The worst part was the messages with my kids. They knew. They'd known for over a year. Not only did they know, they were actively helping. My son would delete doorbell camera footage when my brother came over while I was at work. My daughter would create alibis for her mother. Yeah, Dad, Mom was at my practice until 6. Meanwhile, the timestamp showed Mom was getting railed by my brother at 4.30. They had a whole system. Code words. Warning signals for when I was coming home early. My own children were lookouts for their mother's affair with their uncle. I sat on my son's floor for an hour, scrolling through it all, taking photos with my phone. My hands weren't shaking. I wasn't crying. I felt nothing, like I was reading about someone else's life. When I finally stood up, I put the phone back exactly where I found it. Walked downstairs. My wife was making dinner. My brother was at the table drinking my beer. My kids were doing homework. Normal effing family evening. Hey babe, my wife said, smiling at me. Dinner's almost ready. I smiled back, kissed her on the cheek, grabbed a beer and sat next to my brother. How was work today? He asked. Good, I said. Real good. We ate dinner together. Talked about normal SHT plans for the weekend. My son's upcoming graduation. My daughter's school play. Just a normal family dinner. Except now I knew every smile was fake. Every laugh was a lie. Every love you too, Dad, was BS. That night, my wife tried to initiate sex. First time in months. I effed her like nothing was wrong. Even made her come twice. The whole time thinking about how many times my brother had been in this bed. When we were done, she cuddled into me and whispered, I love you. Love you too, I lied. She fell asleep with her head on my chest. I stared at the ceiling until dawn, planning. Update 1, 2 weeks later. Lot of people asking for updates. Here's where things stand. First, for everyone saying I should have confronted them immediately, EFF that. Why? So they could gaslight me? Tell me I'm crazy? Turn it around on me somehow? No. When you strike once and you make it count. I met with 3 different divorce attorneys. Found the shark I needed. Turns out my state still has adultery laws that matter in divorce proceedings. Those photos I took? Gold. The fact that my brother was my employee using company property, work truck, company phone, for the affair? Even better. I've been playing the long game. Here's what I've done so far. Financial moves. Paid off all joint credit cards and closed them. Moved my direct deposit to a new individual account. Started investing heavily, actually just moving money to my buddy's business as legitimate loans. Sold my boat and motorcycle, honey, we should be more financially responsible. Liquidated our investment portfolio. The market's about to tank, trust me. My wife thinks I'm having some kind of financial anxiety episode. She's actually been supportive. Whatever makes you feel secure, babe. Yeah, I bet she's supportive. Less debt for her to worry about when she monkey branches to my brother. Business moves. Promoted my foreman to handle day-to-day operations. Gave my brother more responsibilities that are actually just busy work. Started documenting every EFF up he makes, there are many. Set up an LLC in another state for my new investment opportunity. Home life. Still playing perfect husband and dad. Still having family dinners. Still effing my wife regularly with a CNDM now. Got tested, I'm clean, thankfully. Still joking around with my brother. Still helping kids with homework. The Oscar goes to me, mother effers. My son tried to probe once. Dad, you seem different lately. Everything okay? Just work stress, buddy. Nothing for you to worry about. He exchanged a look with his sister. They probably think I'm getting suspicious. Good. Let them sweat a little. The house is the big piece. It's worth about $800,000. Fully paid off. Found a cash buyer who's willing to work with my timeline. Told my wife I ran into him at the golf course and he made an offer too good to refuse. We can downsize, invest the profits. Think about our future. She was hesitant at first, but I convinced her. Already signed the initial paperwork. Closing in 30 days. She thinks we're going house hunting next week. We're not. My brother came by yesterday. Hey man, you sure about selling? This place has so many memories. Yeah, like the memory of you effing my wife in my bed. You piece of SHT. Sometimes you gotta let go of the past to move forward. I told him. He actually had the balls to pat me on the shoulder. That's deep, bro. 3 more weeks. 3 more weeks of this charade. Then I burn it all down. Oh, and for everyone worried about the kids, they made their choice. They chose to lie to me every single day for over a year. They're old enough to know right from wrong. They picked their side. Now they get to live with it. Update 2 6 weeks later. Tomorrow's the day. Everything is in place. I've been living a double life for 6 weeks now, and I've got nothing good at it. During the day, I'm the stressed but loving husband. At night, I'm setting up my new existence. The setup. Found a KLR apartment in a city 2,000 miles away. Already furnished it. Already have a job site lined up. Big commercial project that'll keep me busy for months. New bank accounts, new phone plan, new everything. Even joined a gym out there already. The house closes next week. Wife thinks we're moving to a rental temporarily while we search for our dream home. I've been packing strategically. All my important stuff is already gone. Shipped to my new place. She hasn't noticed because I replace things with similar items. Photo albums? Scanned and uploaded, original shipped. My grandfather's watch? Wearing a replica, real ones in my new safe. Tools? Already bought duplicates for the new shop. The business. This was the trickiest part. Couldn't just dissolve it without raising alarms. So I did something better. Promoted my brother to operations director. Gave him a fancy title, small raise, lot more responsibility. Had my lawyer draft up papers that make him personally liable for any major F-ups. Also been documenting his drinking on the job. Yeah, that's a thing now. Transferred 60% ownership to my foreman. A legitimate sale that'll close after I'm gone. He's been with me 15 years. Deserves it. The other 40%. Still mine, but structured so I'm a silent partner. Income without involvement. The kids. This is where people will probably hate me, but I don't give a F, they're getting exactly what they deserve, reality. My son's college fund was in my name only. Liquidated. He'll find out when he tries to access it for tuition. My daughter's car I was planning to buy her for her 16th birthday? Not happening. The credit cards I pay for their expenses? Cutting those off the day I leave. They want to play adult games? Welcome to adult prizes. Last week, my daughter slipped up. We were watching a movie, just the two of us. Her phone buzzed. She glanced at it and her face went white. Everything okay? I asked. Yeah, just friend drama. I saw the message preview. It was from my wife, he's home. Stop by later. My daughter looked at me, trying to gauge if I'd seen it. I just smiled and grabbed some popcorn. These teenage years. Huh? So much drama. She nervously laughed and texted back. 2 minutes later, all clear. Dad's clueless. Clueless. That's what my little princess thinks of me. The twist? Here's something I haven't mentioned yet. My brother's wife? She doesn't know. Sweet woman, genuinely good person. Married to a cheating piece of SHT just like I am. So I prepared a package for her too. Everything. Every photo, every message, every timestamp. She deserves to know what kind of man she's married to. That package gets delivered the day after I leave. The plan? I leave for a business trip tomorrow morning. Early flight. I'll kiss my wife goodbye, hug my kids, shake my brother's hand when he comes by for our weekly meeting. Normal goodbyes for what they think is a normal trip. Except I've already shipped my luggage. I'm traveling with just a backpack. New life starts with less baggage, literally. The folder will be on the kitchen table when my wife wakes up. Divorce papers, printed screenshots, financial statements showing all the legal moves I've made, and a USB drive with even more evidence. No long letter. No explanations. Just a sticky note, I know everything. Don't contact me. Communicate through lawyers only. My phone will be in the kitchen drawer. Factory reset. New numbers already active. By the time they're reading this, I'll be 30,000 feet in the air. The aftermath? My lawyer will handle everything. The house sale will go through, can't stop it now. Divorce will be straightforward with the evidence. My brother will get the termination letter via certified mail, along with notice that any attempt to contest it will result in criminal charges for embezzlement. Remember that company property used for personal activities? The kids? They'll figure it out when mom can't pay for their SHT anymore. When their college funds are gone. When they realize dad's not the pathetic sucker they thought he was. Some of you will say I'm being too harsh on the kids. That they were manipulated. That they're just teenagers. F that. My son is months away from being a legal adult. My daughter made conscious choices every single day to lie to my face. They knew it was wrong, that's why they hid it. They chose their mother. They chose their uncle. They chose deception. Now they get to live with those choices. 36 hours from now, I'll be in my new apartment, in my new city, starting my new life. And they'll be dealing with the SHT storm they created. I built my life from nothing once. I'll do it again. But this time, I'll do it without snakes in my house. Update 3, 2 months later. So it's been 2 months since I dropped the bomb and disappeared. Figure I owe you all an update since this SHT went viral. Sitting here in my new place, bourbon in hand, watching the sun set from my balcony. Life's good when you cut the CNCR out. The day of, my flight landed at noon. By 12:30, I had 47 missed calls from various numbers. Didn't answer a single one. By evening, the SHT had hit every fan possible. According to my lawyer, my wife found the folder around 7 a.m. when she went to make coffee. He said she called him screaming, crying, demanding to know where I was. He gave her the practice line, Mr. X has retained me for this dissolution. All communication goes through me. He will not be responding to any attempts at direct contact. My brother showed up at the house by 8. Apparently, there was a massive fight. Neighbors called the cops. Beautiful. My son tried to access his college fund that afternoon to put down a deposit for his dorm. Surprise, mother effer. Accounts empty. My daughter couldn't buy lunch at school because her card was declined. Welcome to the real world, princess. The immediate fallout. My phone was blowing up so hard I had to turn it off. The new number I'd given to exactly 3 people. My lawyer, my foreman, and my new property manager. That's it. But here's where it gets interesting. My brother's wife got the package. She didn't just leave him, she went scorched earth. Posted everything on Facebook. Tagged him, my wife, everyone. The whole town knew within hours. My wife tried damage control. Posted some BS about going through a difficult time and please respect our privacy. That went over about as well as you'd expect when everyone's already seen your NDS with your brother-in-law. The work situation. My brother tried to show up to work the next day like nothing happened. My foreman, now majority owner, had security escort him out. He tried to claim wrongful termination. Company lawyer shut that down real quick with the evidence of misuse of company property. Effer's lucky we didn't press charges. Best part? He'd been bragging about his promotion to anyone who'd listen. Took out loans based on his new executive salary. Now he's unemployed, divorced, and in debt. You love to see it. The kid's reaction. This is where people will call me heartless. I don't care. My son had to scramble for student loans. Turns out when daddy's not paying, that full ride to state doesn't look so good anymore. He had to settle for community college. My daughter had to get a part-time job. Imagine that, a 15-year-old learning what work means. They tried everything to contact me. New social media accounts, emails, even had friends try to reach out. Blocked, blocked, blocked. My lawyer forwarded me one letter my son wrote. Long sob story about how sorry he was, how he was caught in the middle, how he never meant to hurt me. Caught in the middle? Mother effer, you actively deleted security footage. You weren't caught in anything. You were an accomplice. 3 weeks later, my wife's lawyer reached out about the divorce. Tried to claim I'd abandoned the family, that she deserved half of everything plus alimony. My lawyer laughed. Literally laughed on the phone. Adultery with evidence, plus the kids are old enough that custody isn't an issue. She got exactly what the law required and not a penny more. The house sale went through. After the divorce settlement, she walked away with about $200,000. Sounds like a lot? Not when you've been a stay-at-home mom for 15 years with no job skills and a reputation in ruins. That money won't last 2 years the way she spends. The extended family drama. Oh, this is rich. My parents initially tried to stay neutral. There's 2 sides to every story, my mom said, until my lawyer sent them the evidence file. My dad called me after that. Not to check on me, to apologize for raising a piece of SHT son, my brother, and to tell me he was writing him out of the will. My wife's family tried to come at me on social media. Posted about what a deadbeat I was. Abandoning my family. I had my lawyer send cease and desist letters with attached evidence. They shut up real quick when they saw their daughter getting railed by her brother-in-law in what used to be their granddaughter's bed. Yeah, I had screenshots of that too. Current status. I'm thriving. The new business venture is exceeding projections. Already have 3 projects lined up for next year. I've been hitting the gym hard, down 20 pounds of fat, up 10 pounds of muscle. Dating? Not yet, but I've had offers. Turns out successful, fit, single men in their late 30s are in demand. Who knew? Bought myself a new truck. Paid cash. Got a bike too. Always wanted one, but my wife thought they were too dangerous. Funny how she didn't think effing my brother was dangerous. Been seeing a therapist. Not because I'm sad or guilty. I'm not. But because I want to make sure I never miss red flags again. She's helped me realize I wasn't just betrayed by my family. I betrayed myself by ignoring my instincts for so long. Where they are now. Last I heard through the grapevine. Wife is living in a 2-bedroom apartment. Working retail. Brother is crashing with friends. Can't find work because everyone in our industry knows what he did. His ex-wife took the kids and moved back with her parents in another state. My son is working 2 jobs while doing community college. My daughter is babysitting for money and her grades have tanked. Do I feel bad? No. They made their choices. Every single day for 2 years they chose to lie to me, to betray me, to make me the fool. They thought I was weak. They thought I'd never find out. They thought wrong. The emails. My lawyer forwards me the important ones sometimes. They're all the same. Sorry. Forgive us, we need you. Please come back. My wife even claims she was going to end it and that she really loved me. Sure, that's why it went on for 2 effing years. The latest one from my son included this gem. I understand if you never forgive me, but you're punishing mom and sister for my mistakes. No, Junior. I'm not punishing anyone. I'm just not subsidizing your lives anymore. Big difference. Final update, 8 months later. This will be my last update. I've officially closed that chapter of my life and I'm writing a new one. But you've all been on this journey with me, so here's where we ended up. The divorce. Finalized 2 months ago. Cleanest divorce my lawyer said he'd ever seen. Why? Because the evidence was so overwhelming there was nothing to fight about. Final settlement. She got $200,000 from the house sale. Minimal alimony for 2 years. State requirement. No custody issues. Kids are old enough. I kept the business, investments, retirement accounts. She tried one last Hail Mary, claimed emotional abuse. Judge took one look at the evidence file and almost held her in contempt. Turns out judges don't like when serial cheaters play victim. The business. Remember my foreman who bought majority stake? We're partners now. I'm silent on paper but still pull 35% of profits. Business has grown 40% since I left. Turns out when you're not dealing with family drama, you can focus on making money. My brother tried to start his own competing company. Failed in 3 months. No one would work with him, no suppliers would extend credit. Reputation matters in our industry, and his is SHT. The kids. I got a letter from my daughter on her 16th birthday. 2 pages of apologies, regrets, and promises to make things right. She included a photo of us from when she was little. Nice try, but emotional manipulation doesn't work when you've checked out. My son's doing better. Still in community college but got promoted to manager at his job. His girlfriend reached out, brave girl, to tell me he talks about me all the time, that he's in therapy, that he's genuinely remorseful. Good for him. Still don't care. They'll both get a chance to rebuild their lives. Just not with me in it. Plot twist. Remember my brother's ex-wife? We've been talking. Started as comparing notes about our exes, turned into friendship now. Well, we'll see. She's moving to my city next month for a start. Is it messy? Maybe. Do I care? No. She told me something interesting. My brother and my wife had been planning to be together once I was out of the picture. They were waiting for my business to hit a certain value so she'd get more in the divorce. The kids knew this too. So much for we never meant to hurt you. New life. I bought a house. Nothing fancy, but it's mine. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, pool, and a workshop where I can actually work without someone nagging about the noise. Started teaching part-time at the local trade school. Giving back, plus it's a good way to network. Already have a few promising apprentices lined up for when I fully restart operations here. I'm in the best shape of my life. Started boxing. There's something therapeutic about hitting a heavy bag when you imagine certain faces on it. Made some solid friends at the gym, guys who actually have integrity. Dating's been interesting. Was up front with anyone serious about my past. Most appreciate the honesty and the fact that I don't play games. Currently seeing someone, marketing executive, no kids, never married. She makes her own money and doesn't need mine. Refreshing. Reflection. People ask if I regret going nuclear. If I should have tried counseling. Forgiveness, keeping the family together. Here's my answer. No. They didn't just cheat. They conspired. They plotted. They made me a fool in my own home. My children, who I'd have died for, looked me in the eye every day and lied. They helped their mother betray me. They knew how hard I worked for them, and they spit on it. Some men might forgive that. Some might say keep the family together for the kids. Those men are better than me. Or weaker. Depends on your perspective. I chose myself. For the first time in 19 years, I chose myself. And I'm not sorry. The last contact. 2 weeks ago, out of nowhere, my phone rang. Old number I forgot I'd given to our dentist. It was my wife. Don't know how she got it. Please, she said. Just 5 minutes. I need to tell you something. I almost hung up, but curiosity won. You destroyed everything, she said. The kids hate me. I can't find a decent job. Your brother won't even talk to me anymore. I lost everything. No, I said. You threw it away. I just stopped picking up after you. I loved you, she said. I really did. I just got confused. For 2 years? Silence. Are you happy? She asked finally. Was destroying our family worth it? I didn't destroy our family. You did that when you FD my brother. I just documented it. I hung up, blocked that number too, got a new dentist while I was at it. Final thoughts. I'm 39 now. Starting over wasn't easy, but it was worth it. I could have been the bigger person, could have forgiven, tried to work it out, pretended the betrayal didn't cut as deep as it did. But why? To save a family that conspired against me? To teach my kids that betrayal has no consequences? To show my brother that he can F my wife and still have a job? No thanks. I chose scorched earth. I chose consequences. I chose to show everyone involved that I'm not the weak, oblivious provider they thought I was. And I'd do it again in a heartbeat. To any man reading this who's going through something similar, you don't owe anyone forgiveness. You don't owe anyone a second chance. You don't owe anyone access to the life you built. If they betray you, burn it down and build something better. And to my ex-family, if you're reading this, you thought you knew me. You thought I'd never find out. You thought wrong. Enjoy the bed you made. I'll be in mine, in my new house, in my new city, living my best life. Without you. Update, turning off notifications. This chapter's closed. Thanks for following along. Remember, when someone shows you who they really are, believe them the first time. And when they betray you, handle your business and move on. Life's too short to waste on people who don't deserve you. Edit, to everyone asking, yes, this is real. No, I won't reveal identifying details. Yes, I'm in therapy, mention that. No, I don't think I'll ever speak to my kids again. Maybe when they're adults and have their own families, they'll understand. Or maybe not. Either way, I'll be living my life on my terms. And for those saying I'm bragging or showing off, you're damn right I am. I went from being a cheated on fool to a free man with a better life. If that's not worth bragging about, what is? Peace out.